What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Today we are here at Grand Central Station in South Carolina, and we're here because this is a very open, very distance driver geared course, and Lake Julian is being brutal right now. It has gobbled 3 of the discs in this slot that I have already tried or was going to try. The Proton virus, the Proton shift, and the K1 falk, all gobbled up by Lake Julian just from the overgrowth this year. So we're here and we're going to test out another disc. Well, same mold, different plastic, different run. This is the Champions Cup particle proton virus. This one looks like it's going to be very similar to the falk, maybe not quite as unstable as the other proton virus. Let's go ahead and just test it out and see if this has the stuff to be our understable control distance driver. Start on the pad for hole number 12. Gives us a long straight tunnel shot, basket off to the right, and basket placement off to the left. So where does this end up? Let's see. First throw, a little bit of right to left land. What happens here? A really nice stand up. A little bit of an early release. It slipped out of my hand a little bit early. However, I don't think it's going to be quite as understable as the shift or the normal stock proton virus, but that is a very usable shot, and I think we're going to have a lot of fun. So the shot that I'm kind of looking for out of this understable slot is, well, obviously the big, long, panning turnover shot, but on a shot like this, I want to have something so I can throw it kind of medium power, throw it on a hyzer so I can keep it low, but it's just going to slowly flip up all the way down the hill. And I think the stability I saw from the first throw, this might do that. Okay, I am grip locking it a little bit. So I need to clean that up on the next throw, and actually it is flipping a little bit more than I am anticipating it flipping. So I do think it might actually be flippy enough. Commit to a hyzer release onto the next hole. So you can say it's a stable virus. It probably is a stable virus, but it's still a virus. Similar to how you can say it's a stable heat, but it's still a heat. You can say it's a stable roadrunner, but it's still a roadrunner. It's still designed as that understable. It still comes out of the understable mold. So even though this might be a more stable run of viruses, it's still flippy. Hopefully I can commit to that and let it work. Finally full flight, and that is really far. Put it on a significant amount of hyzer, flipped up, turned over, and then held straight. That is a really good shot. That is a really good disc. Now, I probably won't do that at Asheville elevation, but it's worth trying. So it does, the the particle proton virus is giving me more stability than the stock proton. But it still has some of the understability that I'm looking for. So this being one of the most fun shots on the entire course and of any hole I've ever played, one of the most fun ones. 525 feet. It is all downhill all the way. You got to cross the creek, and the basket's just staring right there at you. So can we get close enough if we have the right amount of understability? Wow, that disc goes goes really, really far, and not even trying it that hard. That was not a full rip. That was not a full smash. That was a, I'm going to hit this controlled and on a certain very specific amount of hyzer. And it flipped up, it turned over, it held, and then it came back. That is so much fun. That is, I haven't learned it yet, but I want to say it's very controllable, just from the look of it. So we'll go find another couple holes, see what we can do there. But I am really starting to fall in love with this disc. All right, we jumped from over there to over here. This is hole number 7. It's a par 3, and it's 355 feet. And it kind of goes out this way, and then you want to swing a little bit right before you kind of fade off toward the green. So I'm going to try to give it kind of another medium power shot and see if we can't get the right shot shape. I'm still trying to learn the angles of this disc, specifically this disc. But I do kind of really like it. Well, that might have ended up in the creek. It was a little bit softer than I wanted, but that's what it's going to look like for most people throwing that disc. So most people that are going to throw that disc is just going to be a laser beam dead straight shot. If you can get it up above its power threshold, it's going to be understable. But if you're not throwing it at its power threshold or its spin threshold, it's just going to be very, very, very straight. So it's a really, I like the virus, but I think I like this virus more. The normal stock virus, being that it's more understable, it almost felt a little unusable at times, whereas this one has enough stability to be usable, but also enough understability to also be usable. So I think it's a great run of virus. If you haven't picked one up, I think it's worth it. Hopefully you guys enjoy content like this. If so, please make sure to like the video. If you want to see new stuff, make sure to comment down below. Please make sure to subscribe. It helps you guys out with these subscriber-only giveaways. And if you want to be automatically entered into monthly giveaways, check out the memberships as well. Until next time, see you out on the course.